folks, Jambareeqi here. In the mid-1920s, the children of an Alaskan town called Nome were severely affected by a fever called diphtheria. Fortunately, a serum was dispatched to help cure the remaining survivors. So, a bunch of different mushers and their sled dogs went off to go and collect the medicine. Luckily, they successfully retrieved it and many lives were saved. One of the sled dogs that went on this journey was called Balto, and he became a massive celebrity. Sadly, he spent most of his life being exploited by money-hungry, sleazy businessmen. But a statue was commemorated in his honor. In 1995, Steven Spielberg produced a highly romanticized animated adaptation of Balto's story.
Balto is a hand-drawn animated adventure movie set in the Alaskan town of Nome in the 1920s. It follows a half-dog, half-wolf called Balto, who is outcasted by the town because of his wolf heritage. He has a crush on a dog called Jenna, whose owner, Rosie, is dying from a fever. Unfortunately, the town has ran out of the medicine that can cure Rosie's sickness, so a new batch has to be delivered. They try to send a musher and his team of dogs to pick up the medicine from a train. However, the sled's pack leader, Steele, is a cocky idiot who gets the team lost and knocks out their musher. Luckily, Balto comes to their rescue and takes Steele's place. So, can Balto get the medicine to Rosie on time? Many obstacles will be in their way. This is a very good movie with many qualities to admire. First of all, the relationship drama is pretty outstanding. The friendship between Rosie and Jenna is incredibly endearing because their love is so tender, sincere and loyal. The bond between Balto and his goose friend Boris is really sweet, as they have a heartwarming fondness for each other. The romance between Jenna and Balto is conveyed in a believable way because they have many charming moments together. Their chemistry is subtle, but clear. Plus, the rivalry between Balto and Steele is fueled by a sharp conflict that's almost frightening to watch. All these relationships help create a lot of intense, climatic and emotional scenes. Second of all, Balto's journey to get the medicine back home is incredible. There's a constant series of exciting moments that are really riveting. I was frozen in the same position for ages when watching Balto lead the sled back home. As Balto and his team confront each obstacle in their way, the camera keeps darting between our hero, the danger, and the medicine, thus creating a lot of heart-pounding tension. These scenes are bound to thrill you because you'll be worrying about so much at once. The only thing that bothered me about the film was its constant attempts to be funny. The comic relief can be slightly amusing now and again, plus the comedy does soften the film's very sad narrative. However, the movie does sometimes try too hard to be funny. So, some scenes are held up by unnecessary goofy moments or wacky slapstick. Plus, dramatic scenes can lose their impact thanks to the desperate excuses to be comical. For example, when Balto is drowning in an icy lake, the film makes Boris look silly with a frozen head. Why add something so goofy into a scene where we're meant to be worried about Balto's life? Another example. There's a scene where Balto is sad and Boris is desperately trying to cheer him up. It's a very heartfelt moment. Then, out of the blue, the film randomly introduces two hyperactive polar bears who completely ruin the sentimental tone because they're so over the top and loud. If you want your film to have a sense of humor, then fine, go ahead. But remember, you're telling a very powerful and sensitive story at the same time, so the comedy needs to be utilized in small doses and used at the right moments, or it can become obnoxious. Balto is a very likable hero. He's noble, brave, soulful, charming and friendly. He's a sensitive but courageous creature with a strong level of sympathy. He's not a fighter, he's a thinker, hence why he has less lines than anyone else. The film captures this by focusing on his facial expressions to reflect his thoughts. He'd rather get on with doing the right thing than use violence to solve problems. This gives him a humble dignity. He's also very sensible. He will often instinctively make practical and smart choices. Like, he marks the trees to help him navigate back to the town, and he responsibly gets his friends to return an injured Jenna back home.
The interesting thing about him is his spiritual journey of self-discovery. You see, Balto wants to blend in with the sled dogs of Nome, But most of the dogs don't like him, and a lot of the humans are afraid of him, because he's half wolf. There's no alternative though. He doesn't feel comfortable joining his wolf pack. He's embarrassed of who he is. Therefore, he must embrace his wolf heritage in order to survive the wild climate and successfully bring the medicine to Nome, which will not only save the lives of many kids, but also give Balto the respect he deserves, and a chance to fit in with society.
Balto's character arc is beautifully told through powerful visuals and subtle moments full of gentle poignancy. We see many scenes that clearly convey his feelings about his wolf heritage. Jenna is a thoughtful and compassionate dog that loves her owner so much that she's willing to obey her family no matter what. However, she's not a dainty and stupid character. Hell no. She has the intelligence and wit to look past Steele's ego and lies, plus she's courageous enough to save Balto from an aggressive wild bear. You can also tell that she respects and loves Balto because of the way she glances at him, supports him, and affectionately cares for him. She's a warm-hearted, fearless, and smart dog who has the strongest reason to care about Rosie's condition. Steele is in love with himself and doesn't want anyone else to be praised higher than him. What makes him fun is the lengths he'll go to protect his ego. He's so stubborn that he'll put his reputation before everything else. Therefore, he tries so many stupid and scary things to make sure that he becomes a hero in the eyes of the townspeople. He'll lie, scheme, and use violence. He's effectively intimidating because he'll flip the instant someone comes close to taking away his glory. Boris may provide a lot of contrived or unnecessary comic relief, but he's still a highly likable character. Why? Because he clearly loves Balto, as if he's his own son. He protects and supports Balto every step of the way. You can really tell that he dearly loves Balto because of the extent he'll go to cheer him up, inspire him, or look after him. He's a real sweetheart. Rosie is a cute little girl full of love and affection. You can really tell that she adores her pet dog Jenna because she's always excited to see her. What I like about her is that she's the only human who will interact with Balto. It's like she's not afraid of Balto, as if she knows he's not a real danger. This gives Balto a reason to care about Rosie, not just because she's his love interest's owner, but also the only human to respect and accept him. Muck and Luck are a pair of goofy polar bears that may be cute, but can be annoying. They are the ones that try the hardest to be funny. Therefore, they are the most responsible for how many times scenes get held up or lose their sentiment. However, they do play an important part in the story because they end up saving Balto at one point. So at least they're not completely useless. While the film does have a habit of being vexatiously frantic for the sake of it sometimes, it is competent enough to provide some subtle character animation. The characters' faces are highly expressive. You can really read these characters' thoughts or concerns just by the look on their faces. That's good animation. Their eyes can light up to show either fear or surprise, their brows are capable of displaying clear expressions, and faint movements of their faces can reflect vivid emotions like shame, love, attraction, or sadness. So yeah, the animation does get carried away now and again by trying too hard during comedic moments, but the film's animation supports the drama very effectively thanks to the readable character acting. Kevin Bacon plays Balto. He doesn't do a cliché cocky hero voice, instead he goes for a low-key and humble performance. He doesn't underact though, no, he just sounds very laid back and cool.
Dogs travel for years just to be right here.
Here? I can't see why.
That's because you're looking at the bowl half empty.
Bridget Fonda voices Jenna. She sounds very sweet and caring thanks to her sensitive and heartfelt delivery. You can hear so much love and affection in her voice.
Rosie's in there.
In the hospital, why?
She feels warm. She has a terrible cough. Balto, what's wrong with her?
Huh. I'm not sure, but I know how to find out. Come on.
Jim Cummings plays Steele, and he is amazing. Cummings really helps to make Steele come off as effectively intimidating because he sounds so vicious. He makes Steel seem genuinely frightening through his snarling, aggressive delivery.
Go ahead, wolf dog. You'll never get home. I'll make sure of that. I'll show him. Run it this way. How about over here?
The late Bob Hoskins voices Boris, and to be honest, it's hard to believe it's him. Hoskins expertly transforms his distinct Cockney persona into an eccentric Russian snow goose. His sentimental lines are also very authentic, thanks to the sincerity of his delivery.
Home, sick Boris. You ever think about going back?
Don't fret, Fido. I'm sticking here until I'm sure you can stand on own 4 feet.
You're taking care of me.
But don't thank me.
Child actress Juliette Brewer plays Rosie. She sounds very adorable and cute without being obnoxious. There's a lot of energy and tender emotion to Brewer's voice.
Oh! That's it. I love these runners. I love this brush bow. I love this sled. Jenna, you're a lead dog. Okay, just a minute. Come on, mush. Then you'll need this. Real musher's hat. We're a real sled team now. Mush.
Musician and singer Phil Collins voices Muck and Luck. Despite having to work with a pair of irritating polar bears, Collins actually manages to give a charismatic performance. He certainly makes them sound slightly less annoying than they could have been. His characters may be over-the-top comic relief, but Collins creates some voices that are kind of tolerable.
Yes, well, of course we were. We were in the water. We were moving. We got wet, didn't we? Luck. We were swimming.
The original music score for this film, which was composed by James Horner, is a very good effort. Horner's orchestral pieces sound grandiose and ambitious. This level of epic majesty certainly supports the film's running theme of heroism. I mean, the score often sounds victorious and triumphant, which creates a very uplifting and inspiring mood that fits the film's jubilant moments of success. The score also helps to create a lot of suspense during action set pieces by sounding climatic, tense, and compelling. In addition, the music is capable of settling down for sentimental moments. When the movie wants to focus on something heartfelt or serious, then the music relaxes and performs a modest composition as a sentimental backdrop. Horner's music is passionate, energetic, and very enthusiastic, which perfectly encapsulates the movie's message of courage and pride.
To conclude, Balto is a passionate and beautiful movie about courage, justice, and embracing one's heritage. It has likeable characters, great voice acting, effective animation, a majestic music score, a fun, intimidating villain, lots of exciting scenes, and strong relationship drama. Yeah, there's alterations to the facts from the true story, but it kind of works because we're given so much fantastic cinematic storytelling. My only problem with this film is that it goes overboard with its comic relief, which ruins the sentiment and tension of a lot of dramatic scenes. I'm going to give this film 4 strawberries out of 5. However, if there's some of you out there still wondering if this movie is your cup of tea, then consider this. If you enjoyed such titles as Edward Scissorhands and Touching the Void, then you'll most likely enjoy Balto, because it's about an outcast trying to survive in a harsh, cold environment. I've been Jambareeqi, and I hope you've enjoyed my review. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I encourage you to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. In the next episode, I'm going to review The Invincible Iron Man. In addition, I would love for people to come check out my panels at the anime convention Alcon in Leicester this September. If you're interested, then head to the website now to register. Cheerio, folks!